What made you even say, like, I need to get business and marketing savvy before I continue on in? Because some people would think I just need to get certified in what you need for here.
Yes. Oh, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. And I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't want to lie. So, that's a good question because no one in my family has done business. I have some relatives that started some businesses, but I'm the only one I really know who's had a very successful business. Right. And I'm living off of it for the past 6 years, right? So everything was kind of figuring it out. I really do think it was my internships. I really did a lot of internships leaving college, and they were free, and I really hated them. And I remember my brother-in-law, he kept telling me, Rose, even if it's free, you're going to learn more with this than trying to work at a big company. And there's companies here in Dallas that I really wanted to work with. And I was like, oh, my God. Like the Richards Group. They're off 75, and they're a big marketing company. They do commercials and stuff for Chick-fil-A, Ford, all these places. When I did my research, I was like, oh, yeah, that's where I need to be. Their building is amazing, right next to downtown. That's where I need to go. And I would apply for these internships, and I wouldn't get it. I would even go and tour and do like a boot camp, and I'll be like, yeah, I need to be here. And they'll be like, yeah, well, let's do this before we get into here. So the internships that worked was either at like a jiu-jitsu company, and it was free, but being in there, I learned so much. And this guy had a whole jiu-jitsu, and I was helping him with just the social media and kind of running it, and just those little parts was like, oh, you need structure.
So what structure did you go in with? So you went to jiu-jitsu. What was the structure that he's like,
the first structure,
I want to work here?
No, first structure with him.
Yeah, like he's like, I want to help you out in business.
No, I applied, and I think the position was marketing. Okay. Because I already had marketing. So he was like, I'm looking for a marketing minor, right? So when I went in there, this was before social media. This was before Instagram, TikTok.
Before it was what it is.
Yeah, it was way before what it is. All you did was, I was helping him with make Facebook pages and meetup.com. That was it. Yeah. Yeah, because this is where you find networking things. That was even before Eventbrite, right? Okay. So he needed someone to help him. Like, he's probably doing it all, but he needs someone to focus on that so he can worry about the people coming in to take the classes. Because I would be there and see people sign up to get classes. But while I was there helping him with that, I would ask him like, hey, so how did you get these people? And he'd be like, well, Facebook pages. I would put in the Facebook page, maybe set it up how I need to. People will find it, search it, Google, and that's how people would come to the facility. I used a lot. Everything I was learning there, I was taking my own notes. Okay. So I was like, okay, structure. I need to figure out marketing, word of mouth, how to pass out cards. Everything we were doing was like the bottom of what we do now, right? And so doing that, I would even ask him questions like, what books would you have me read? And he'd be like, oh, you need to read this book. And he'll give me a book. The first book was How to Win. It's like how to learn or understand people from Dale Carnegie.
Win friends.
How to win, influence people. Correct. I read that book.
That book is here. Yeah, we definitely have.
Yes. I read that book maybe 6 years ago. Yeah. And reading it, I was like, okay, you really get to be comfortable around different people, because especially if you don't know how to engage with people, it may be very uncomfortable. And you have to realize, like, everybody's people. It doesn't matter where they're here or they're here. And so when he gave me that book, I was like, okay, let me read that. Because when you're in business, it's all about getting to know people, just talking, everything's selling points.
So he was a low-key mentor.
He was low-key without knowing it. Without knowing it. And he probably didn't even know it. And I was only there for maybe a few months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You learned so much.
Yeah, I learned so much. I was there for a few months in college. It was in Fort Worth. I went to UTA. So driving from Arlington to Fort Worth was real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I just finished college, and then as soon as I finished, I was still not thinking about doing hair, because I really didn't think you can be successful doing hair. I really didn't think you can, to be quite honest, because when I see or hear about like people in the beauty industry, they're just doing it as a hustle. No one has turned it into a profitable business. And when I say profitable, we make a lot of money every month, but are you putting it or what are you taking home? Are you able to buy a house? Are you able to buy a car? Are you investing it? That's profitable, because now you have a livelihood. Everyone I know was like, oh, we just doing this here. Everyone leaves. Like, it's just like a hustle. And that's what I was doing in college. It was a hustle. So when I knew I wanted to make it to a business and it could be profitable, that's where the structure had to come in.
Right. So That was 2017.
That was 2017 is when I was working. It was like half of it. The first half of 2017, I went and found another, I graduated and I needed a job. So I was a marketing assistant.
This is a full-time job?
This is a full-time job.
This is like your first real job.
This was my first real job. And it was a guy who was a business coach. So I don't know if you heard of Action Coach.
Sounds familiar.
They help small and medium businesses grow. I never knew that. It's so crazy how everything kind of lines up. It really does. So the guy who I worked for, he wanted me just in the marketing aspect to help reach out to people. So not even to learn.
Get into the coaching program.
To get into the coaching program to help him.
Yeah.
I was not even learning anything. I wasn't even with him. He literally got me an office space and I was just there. He literally is a small business. So he literally just found an office space for me to have my laptop to do work just so I wouldn't do it virtual because remote wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
So everybody needed someone to go somewhere. So he was just paying for a business space somewhere in Dallas. I'll report there, tell him I'm clocked in with my laptop and this is what I need to do. And then he would go meet with other businesses to talk to them. So I'll do cold calling. I would literally sign up making events on meetup.com. I'll go to the Tower Club to represent his business in front of other businesses like Fast Signs and all these places. And people would be like, oh, so what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm marketing for Action Coach. And he would be like, oh, but there has to be more to you. I remember someone asked me, there has to be more to you? I'm like, well, I do hair.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, okay.
I don't want to bounce over that. You
Yeah.
said you were cold calling, which is a hard skill to do.
And people hang up.
You were setting up events online in the early days, and you were going out and doing networking events.
Correct.
So when they're saying there's more to you, that's actually a lot in itself.
It's a lot in
itself. A lot of skills there, I would say.
Exactly, a lot of skills. And I was still taking my notes or mental notes. So I was like, okay, it's really teaching you how to go out and get it yourself, how to bring your business out to the forefront. Because obviously, as you said, social media wasn't a thing. So now we're really realizing that we have to literally we have to work to get people. And I think that's, after doing that full time, I was still doing hair 5 to 9 every day. So as I was working for him, I'll come home and a client's there and I'm like working.
At your house?
Yes. So now I'm in my apartment, life after college. Yeah. And I think right after that is when everything kind of shifted.